Hi guys, well today I'm going to be making this desktop caddy to organize office supplies. I'm Linn and this is the Darbin Orvar channel. So I wanted something that was pretty small but that could hold a lot of things. And I wanted it to feel very finished, like a piece of furniture. So I decided to go with MDF for the white parts and ePay for the drawer fronts and the shelving here. So let's get started. Well, it all starts with a plan, right? So this time I started with cutting up a model in some brown paper to get a feel for the size and proportion. Sometimes I find it a little easier to visualize that way. So I'm adding what I need here: space for envelopes, pencils, a ruler. Then once my cut list was complete, I went out to do some cutting. So for this project I'm using 1/4 inch MDF, which is a really nice size. It doesn't feel thick or heavy and it's really easy to work with. So I cut up a bunch of strips and then cut them to size on the miter saw. Okay, then back inside and let's put this puzzle together. And that's really what it is, one piece on top of another. So you have the side pieces, then the front to cover that. Shorter side pieces on top, a bottom, and a short front piece to cover that. Then support for the middle here, which uses the same bottom as the right, and front to cover that. Then the section on the left is completely separated from the other two and creates a little cubby. So to attach these pieces I'm using yellow glue and a nail gun. And you just have to be a bit careful to nail right since these pieces are pretty thin. I started with putting together one section at a time. And it just takes a little bit of time putting everything together. Then finally, when I had the two basic sections completed, I attached them to the back, again with glue and nails. Okay, next I've got some ePay cut up here for the shelves, as well as 2 triangles of MDF for support. So just measuring out where I want them and attaching them to the back. Also, time to put together the drawers. So I've got MDF for the main drawers and a piece of thin ePay cut up for the drawer fronts. Now as a pull, I decided to use these nice looking brass screws. So I'm putting in a nut on each side of the wood to secure it in place. Then attaching the fronts to the drawers, and they're so tiny. Okay, now I wanted this whole thing nice and bright, so I painted it white with some basic cheap paint. Then I'm sanding the ePay for the shelves and gluing those in place. Now for the sides here I have space for a small ruler, so to hang it I have a matching brass screw, so I'm just drilling a hole and gluing this in. It's not exactly going to carry a lot of weight. Then I want some hooks, so I'm finding the position I want for each, making a mark with an awl, and drilling a small hole before screwing in each hook. Okay, so I can now put the drawers in, and it looks good. To protect the paint as well as the wood, I'm putting on a few thin coats of spray lacquer here. And it's really nice because it dries so quickly, and it doesn't add a yellow tone either. And then I decided to add a coat of my very own tung oil wax polish to the wooden parts to add some softness. And you can find the wax polish in my shop if you're interested in picking up a tin. Okay, now time to fill this up. Okay, well, I'm a pretty organized person, and I really like when each thing has a home, which is why I kind of made this, you know, for a space for the envelopes and the pencils, and then a couple of drawers. And let's see what I have in here, shall we? I have some staples, erasers, push pins, and in here I have a few SD cards. So just things that don't require a ton of space. And then of course I also have space for a ruler, little hooks for whatever, and a shelf for whatever too. And I think what I like the most about it is that it really feels like a piece of furniture. You know, it feels like a miniature version of something with the wood, and this almost feels like a little counter, and then the shelf, which I really like. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time here, so you don't miss any of my upcoming projects. I also really want to thank my patrons for supporting my work. I really appreciate it. And I'll leave a link in the description to my Patreon page if you'd like to check it out as well. Okay, see you guys soon. Bye.